And yes, you're welcome. It's a wonderful day today. Welcome to Prime Sports. My name is Austin Sorens, and this is where sports lives. Amazing highlights. We'll tell you exactly why we played those particular highlights. First, from the semi-finals of the Women's FA Cup in England, and of course, the Lakers being dumped out of the NBA playoffs by the defending champions, the OKC Thunder, and Coach Dixon's LA Lakers. They did their best in that last game, being honest, to be fair to them, but it just wasn't enough, and they're out 4-0. Anyways, joining me today to talk sports is none other than my co-host. I already introduced him by mentioning his name, from the south side of Lagos, of Nigeria rather, since he likes that description, south. You know what they say about south, guys, right? Let's make welcome Umetuk Dixon. Umetuk Kochi.
I thought you were going to put...
His name was so good, he named it twice. You know that for
article. But
oh Lord,
I'm not article.
I will script it in my script for tomorrow.
Well, good morning, viewers. Good morning, Pastor Austin. Always great to be here to talk sports.
Yep.
Let me start with this first. The FA Cup.
Yes.
Just as we are waiting for the May 16, the FA Cup final
for the guys, right?
The guys. The finals for the Women's FA Cup also was concluded over the weekend. Where we saw our own Anadozie qualifying.
Absolutely. That's absolutely the reason why we played that highlight. And I was watching the highlights. I didn't see the game. I knew it was happening, but what drew me to the game was somehow I didn't think they were going to win. I thought Liverpool was going to beat them.
No. But when it comes to this season, Brighton has been in better form than the Liverpool team. And
that statement you made, can we attribute it to the introduction of Nadoze in that team?
Yeah, definitely. This is the first time Brighton have made their way to Wembley. And this is the best ever finish for Brighton on the league table was they were 5th on the league table. They are currently 7th now. But they have a game in hand that can take them to 5th position. So they are looking at equaling their best performing side. But again, what has Nadoze brought to this team? It has brought back confidence in that defense. Bringing a Ballon d'Or nominee to your team, there's
multiple African goalkeeper of the year, by the way.
There's no way it's not going to boost this team. And this team have held their home against the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Manchester United, big clubs like City and Chelsea. They've held their own. And who else again have made them stay in games where some teams would have wrapped it up in the first half, but now they have kept them in the game. Just look at the highlights. Look at 3 big saves in this game where Liverpool would have run riots, but they kept them in the game. And she's been fantastic ever joining this team. And people are saying, you know what, maybe just maybe this team will, maybe is another way of, showcasing her talent to move to a bigger club. Definitely, if she wins this FA Cup with Brighton, a tall order, because they're going to meet in
Manchester
the newly
City.
crowned WSL champions in Manchester City. And the way Manchester City qualified for the final, in Stamford Bridge, the Chelsea ladies were leading 2-0. They came from behind to win that 3-2 in extra time. So we're talking about a team that is in serious form, that can win a double. And, but it's the FA Cup final. Anything can happen. And I think Brighton will be looking... Brighton will be looking at themselves and said, we have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I can tell you now, with beating my chest, that top 3 goalkeepers in the world... If you even think I'm very generous, you won't say I'm very generous if I say top 5 female goalkeepers in the world. Nadoze is there. Just look at even the Ballon d'Or. Let's look at the Ballon d'Or when she was ranked. So she's in that bracket, and there's no way when you bring that kind of quality into a team, it won't show. It has shown there, and I can rightly tell you that when you talk about the first 3 goalkeepers in England, there's no way. Whether you are keeping for Arsenal, whether you are keeping for Chelsea, whether you are keeping for Liverpool, any team you are keeping for, you will mention Nadoze in that bracket. She has come and changed the dynamics of
Fantastic.
Brighton Football Club.
Fantastic. Coach Dixon has said it all. I don't have to say anything extra because I was thinking I was one that was going to be appealing and trying to convince him. But apparently we're on the same page on that one. So wishing her all the best. Of course, I always support Team Nigeria whenever a Nigerian active player is involved in any team. In the way I was supporting Ademola Lookman at the Champions League, it's the same way I'm supporting Nadozie in this game. Even though I like City, I like what
I thought I was the only one that was supporting Ademola Lookman. But
come on, we're plenty. Some people will say it's for other ulterior motives, whatever. But we're supporting him because he's representing the green, white, green. So that's why we're supporting him. So same thing applies for Nadozie. So we're hoping that she can make history. I'm just looking for one more reason to say why she's Africa's best goalkeeper. So for me, that's it.
No, that's not. If African best goalkeeper is not even in the conversation anymore.
Yeah,
We're looking at being
right?
the world best. And the Chelsea goalkeeper right now.
She seems to be like the number one goalkeeper.
Yes.
Hampton.
Yes, Hampton. She's
good,
the best goalkeeper in the world right now. But immediately she went through that injury, came back. She's not been the Hampton that Chelsea football followers have known over the few months. So for me, Nadozie has come there to challenge that status quo. So let's see how it goes. But this season, she has to crown it all with winning the FA Cup. What a signing that would have been. Just one season joining Brighton Football Club.
Mm-hmm. And they're ready. To me, she's the difference.
Yes.
I don't know how some people don't like to make those kind of connections. When you tell some people things like that, they get, maybe, I don't want to use the word offended. They now start acting funny, like, why are you making those kind of claims? How can you say because of this person? Before she came, they used to collect.
Yes.
Collect. But I checked and she's in the top 5, if not top 3 of clean sheets in the WSL. I'll verify that. But the last I checked, she was in the top 3. She was number 3 for clean sheets in the WSL.
And if you look at the quality of defenders,
comparing with the other teams she's playing. Imagine if she was playing in a team like City.
Ooh.
They'll probably break the Chelsea men's record for least goals conceded. Ooh. Anyways, big one. And of course, we saw the second highlight there. That one I played especially for Coach Dixon from the NBA. Of course, I know the Lakers fans will go on and on about how, yes, he's a 40-something-year-old man that is driving the team, carrying the team and all. You just have to feel sorry for them, the Lakers, talking about how they lost that one. 30 seconds to go and they were leading with 1 point. 30 seconds after they lost with 5 points. I'm scratching my head wondering, how does that happen? In case a lot of people don't know how basketball works, when we saw the fourth quarter, there was a part where it was 8 minutes to go, 8 minutes plus, and the Lakers were leading with quite some, like 3, 4, 5 points. And I mentioned to you that 8 minutes can feel like 2 years in basketball because anything can happen, and they proved it in that game. But I know they tried, the Lakers, but where was all that ginger in the first 3 games?
First of all, you're playing they call them the world champions when you win the NBA final.
Please leave Americans and their definitions.
Yes, they call them the world champions.
They're the American champions.
Yeah, the American champions, but they call them their world champions. But I bet any team to come, whether from Europe, you can try. Go beat the Thunders. You can't beat the Thunders. They have the current MVP, regular MVP finals MVP, SGA. And again, Lakers went into this series handicap. Thankfully, where that Austin Reeves was coming out from injury, it's not as fit as we wanted to be. But again, the highest goal scorer, just the highest goal scorer that we talk about in football. Luka Doncic.
Okay, Luka Doncic injured.
Injured throughout the series, throughout the playoff, not available to play. But again, I'm even looking at if Luka was available, that would have been a little.
I don't think it would have changed too much.
I don't think it would have changed.
Maybe they would have won this game.
Maybe they would have won
this particular game.
They would have won this particular game.
But
maybe
in the series,
maybe the series would have been extended.
Maybe like 4-2 or something.
Like 4-2. But I just think that Thunder will retain the title.
You think?
I know they will.
Oh.
I know they will.
Let's put the bracket on the screen. Producer, you can put the bracket on the screen. So the Lakers, no, not the Lakers. Now the OKC Thunder have made the finals of the Western Conference. There we have it on the screen. And of course, the Knicks already made the finals.
They swept Philly.
They swept 4-0. I feel for Philly because having a hard-fought game against, I think, 76ers.
Yes.
I mean, they not 76ers.
They are the 76ers.
They played a 4-3 game, a seven-game thriller to get to the semifinals.
Yes.
So after that, they made the 76. No, I'm mixing them up. It's the 76ers who played the seven-game thriller.
Yes.
But anyways, if you look at the trajectory of the Thunder, their first opposition
they've not lost a game in this
8
series.
clean wins.
And the earlier you dump your team out, the
better for you
because
so
you
you
get
can
a
recoup,
rest.
right?
Yes, you get a rest. And they are young, agile guys. And I've seen NBA legends, people that have played the game of basketball, people that have covered the game of basketball, trying to attribute this team to the Chicago Bulls of Michael Jordan. When you start, that kind of legendary team, when you start attributing a particular team of this generation to that kind of legendary team that won 6 NBA finals, 6 in a row, not just the one.
Do you think these guys can even do 2 in a row? Can they do 2 in a row?
No, I think they might trip it.
Let them, like you would always say, let them win this one first.
Now, if you look at the East, which team can stop them? I don't think any team can stop them. The Knicks can stop them.
What happened
to
the Boston Celtics, though?
The Boston Celtics, they've been thrown out of this.
They dumped out in the quarterfinals, I think.
Now, any team that is keeping the most consistency is the Thunder. So I think they might trip it. I say, yes, winning double, I think they will trip it. I don't see any team right now in the caliber of this Thunder team.
In case you're watching and you're wondering what a trip it is, that means they'll win it 3 in a row. They'll win it 3
in a row before anybody will get themselves back.
Wow.
Before anybody will get themselves that they would have won it 3. Can they do 6 just like the Bulls? I don't think they will do that. I don't think they will do that. They will do that. There were going to be answers for this OKC team just sooner than later. But right now, they seem untouchable. They seem unbeatable. And they'll be waiting for Spurs or Spurs. I think that series.
Let's put
Timberwolves.
The bracket on the screen again.
Yes.
Because both on the Western and the Eastern Conference,
yes,
both sides are tied on 2-2 each.
Yes, 2-2. So the Spurs or the Timberwolves. I think the team that can knock out this Thunder team will be the Spurs. That's if
Wembanyama is fit there.
Yes, that's if the Timberwolves will allow them breathe.
Anthony Edwards.
Now, everybody have their kryptonite. If you look at this Thunder team, they were beaten twice in the regular season. Guess by who? By Spurs. Last season,
not Tottenham Hotspurs, San Antonio Spurs.
San Antonio Spurs. So if there's a team that can knock out, in basketball we have mismatches, and a team that can upset and match this Thunder team at the Spurs. So
but they first have to conquer
first of all, they have
Minnesota
to
Timberwolves.
Yes. So I want to see Spurs go through. So let me see how they match this. Now, Spurs and Thunder have created this rivalry in the West, and now this North London rivalry. So even in the regular season, when Spurs beat them, when Yaya went into the crowd, the cheerleaders collected drums and started beating around the court, beating drums. So that upsets the Thunder, and the Thunder said, "You know what? When next we come, we are going to beat you." But Spurs beat them again, and they took the Spurs flag. This was just regular season. So you see, if they can do this in regular season, imagine what will happen if they meet in the playoff. That Western Conference final. So
those are the kind of things we like to see.
That rivalry. I want to see. Yes.
I hope producers.
Because sports is getting too soft now. A little banter. Yeah, a crybaby. They call your team. Hey, it's soft. It's not playing well. You go. The fans are crying. You want to see that the masculine side of football, of sports again, where the banters and the rivalry will be there. What's sports when they don't banter your team?